Good Friday morning to you. As we round out our third week in Advent and that focus on the candle of joy, I have a little trivia for you this morning. Can you guess what is the most well-known, most played Christmas carol of all time? Any thoughts? I'm going to pause for a second just to see if you want to write it in the comments on Facebook. I'll look at it later and see how many people guessed it before I gave the answer. Okay, ready? It is Joy to the World. Can you believe that? Out of all the Christmas carols, out of all of the songs that fill this season, Joy to the World is the number one on multiple different sources and references. It was written in the 16th century, and the writer used three sources of scripture to write the four stanzas. He began with Psalm 98, and then two verses, 11 and 12, out of Psalm 96, and then part of Genesis 3. I want to read to you Psalm 98 because he draws the most of his resource from Psalm 98. This is what it says. Sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have worked salvation for him. The Lord has made his salvation known and revealed his righteousness to the nations. He has remembered his love and his faithfulness to Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Burst into jubilant song with music. Make music to the Lord with the harp and with the sound of singing, with trumpets and the blast of the ram's horn. Shout for joy before the Lord, the King. Let the sea resound and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the mountains sing together for joy. Let them sing before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth. He will judge the world in righteousness and the peoples with equity. It's a beautiful psalm, isn't it? It talks about the fullness of who God is for the world, past, present, and future. God has redeemed the world, and he will come with righteousness to judge. There's something really beautiful in this text, and as I'm reading this, I'm thinking of the words that we sing with Joy to the World. The Lord has come. Let earth receive his King. Think about that. Let earth receive his King, or her King, depending on which version you sing. That's what we're ushering in with Advent. As we long with expectation, we are ushering in the King who comes, born in a manger, born in a stable, placed in a manger to be protected for just a little while. As we finish out this third week in Advent, I think about all of the things this world would love to usher in. Greed and selfishness, envy and hypocrisy. And yet we sing with expectation that we usher in a new King, a new authority for this world and for each of our lives. When we sing Joy to the World, remember the most popular Christmas carol by several resources. When we sing Joy to the World, we are singing with celebration that there is a new authority, that there is a new focus for our life, that there is something more than this world can give to us. I think it's an act of faith that we sing those words, and I think it's an act of faith that we live into them. This Christmas Eve, whether you come to worship in person or you watch it online, I believe that you are going to feel ushered in to a very intimate space of sitting with the Christ light. And that service begins with this carol. It begins with Joy to the World, because that's what this is all about. Waiting and both receiving begins and ends with joy. I hope you have a great Friday.